Guys, it's Haley,
And Clara.
and we have created a little lesson for you guys about waves. So the first, we can start out with a really general question of what is a wave? So a wave is a recurring and periodic disturbance that travels through a body of water. And we kind of want to address a wave like a human body and go through the anatomy of a wave. So we have the wave crest, which is the highest point of a wave, the wave trough, which is the lowest point of a wave. The wave height is the distance between the crest and the trough. And a wave period is the time that it takes for one wave to pass. And a wavelength is the distance between the crests of two waves. And down here, you can see a diagram of the anatomy of a wave. So you can see kind of get a visual representation of what we're talking about when we say anatomy of a wave.
Next, we want to talk about what causes a wave. Almost all waves in the ocean are caused by wind. The height and length of a wave is determined both by the speed of the wind and the size of the body of water. Waves can also be caused by tidal shifts, such as high tides and low tides, which are determined by the gravitational pull caused by the sun and the moon position.
So this is just a little bit of wave vocabulary. So the first piece of wave vocabulary we have is a disturbing force. And this is the energy that causes a wave to form, such as wind or gravity or landslides. It's just a force that causes a wave to be formed. Then we have a restoring force, which is kind of the opposite, and it's a force attempting to restore a wave back to flatness, such as the cohesion of water molecules. Next, we've got wave speed, which is also oftentimes noted as celerity. And this is the speed of the wave, which is determined by the wavelength divided by the wave period. Next, we've got wave frequency, which is the number of waves passing a fixed point per second. And then there's constructive interference, which is an addition of wave energy caused by two waves combining and becoming one larger wave. And then again, the opposite of that, a destructive interference, which is the subtraction of wave energy caused by two waves combining and producing smaller waves or canceling each other out completely.
Next, we want to talk about the types of waves. First, there's a deep water wave, which is a wave that forms deeper than 1/2 of the wavelength of the wave. A transitional wave, which forms deeper than 1/20th of the wavelength, but shallower than 1/2 of the wavelength of the wave. A shallow water wave is a wave that forms in water that is 1/20th of the wavelength of the wave. A standing wave is a wave in which the water oscillates and does not move forward. A rogue wave is a single wave that is much higher than usual and is caused by constructive interference. An internal wave forms between the boundary of two different water densities. And a surf or breaker is the mass of water that rushes towards the shore after a wave breaks. That is all we have for you today about waves. We hope you learned so much about waves.
Thank you guys for listening in. Yeah.